Hello and welcome to today's video on Horns 24/7. I'm Tommy Yarsh, joined by recruiting analyst Hudson Standish. Hudson, always great to have you with us. Junior Day right around the corner as prospects from all over the country make their way down to Austin for a chance to interact with the Texas coaching staff. And at the time of this recording, we've got right around upwards of 30 recruits expected to attend, with a few more potentially on the way. And we talked before recording, Hudson, that one of the bigger prospects expected to be in Austin this weekend is five-star 2024 running back Jared Gibson from IMG Academy. What excites you about him as a prospect, and what's his relationship with Tashard Choice been like at this point in his recruiting process?
Yeah, Tommy, it's the biggest recruiting weekend for Texas until we get to official visit season. And what a better way to kick it off than adding Jarrett Gibson, a five-star running back, the number one running back in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. Like, they're, in an age where running backs have kind of become devalued as far as, positional value goes, Jarrett Gibson still gets that five-star status because, at 5'10", 200 pounds at IMG Academy, playing some of the toughest competition in the country, he's an absolute stud. A 41-inch vertical jump, 11.3 100-meter, I believe, just absolutely everything that you look for in a running back. And I think you put it perfectly talking about Tashard Choice. Grabbing Cedric Baxter in the 23 class and returning to the state of Florida in 24 is a signal of intent. And I think that Tashard Choice is going to be recruiting the best running back in the country every year, no matter where they live in the United States.
Sure thing. And so far, Coach Choice has had a lot of success doing that in his early tenure here in Austin, with Cedric Baxter coming in. And another guy that this Texas staff would love to have success with is 2024 five-star wide receiver Micah Hudson from Lake Belton High School. His status still a little bit unclear as to whether or not he'll be making the hour drive down I-35. What's the latest that you've heard on whether or not Micah Hudson attends?
Yeah, we would hope that it would be an hour drive down I-35, but you and I both know that that
might be like an hour and a half.
Exactly. But with Micah Hudson, he has a training session on Saturday, which has kind of put his status for Junior Day in the mix. He's training with Margin Hooks, a renowned wide receiver trainer in Waco. So we'll see exactly how the schedules meet up on that. But regardless, Texas is in a fantastic spot for Micah Hudson, even without having a wide receiver coach currently on staff. Steve Sarkisian and Brandon Harris have really picked up a lot of slack with Brendan Marion taking the UNLV offensive coordinator job.
And Micah Hudson, you and I, we talked about this a little bit before we started recording, that Micah Hudson is one of the better Texas high school football players that we've been able to watch over the past couple of years. So certainly someone on Steve Sarkisian's radar.
Absolutely.
Several commits are set to get a look at their future homes this weekend, and one of them being 2024 three-star quarterback Trey Owens from Cy-Fair High School, making his first visit to Austin since he committed on January 11th. Touch on what really excites this staff about Owens and where he can grow heading into his senior year of high school.
I think what excites the staff is that you're getting a high ceiling prospect at QB 1 year after you took Arch Manning, right? So you take the number one player in the entire country. It's always going to be tough to fill that spot in the next cycle, especially at the quarterback position, where everybody's looking at the depth chart and is trying to figure out, not even adding that it's the transfer portal era. So if you take somebody highly ranked and they realize they're not going to play, they could portal out pretty quickly with the one-time waiver. With Trey Owens, you get somebody who knows that he needs to be developed. He has a big frame, a ton of tools, and I think could really develop and almost be the Texas version of Mac Jones. I know that's going to be a cliche with Trey Owens because of the longer developmental curve, but this is somebody that Steve Sarkisian and AJ Milwee identified early, saw throw live multiple times, and got Trey on campus multiple times before even extending an offer. So Trey, capitalizing on his spot in the Texas class, showing up to Junior Day and helping build out the all-gas 24 class, I think is really encouraging to see for Texas fans.
Always good to follow up the number one player in the country being a quarterback with another quarterback recruit very early in the 2024 class. So Steve Sarkisian flexing his muscles a little bit there once again. Last question here for you, Hudson. Since we're now starting to pay some more attention to this 2024 class especially, who is a name that maybe everybody doesn't know yet heading into Junior Day that you're really excited about and could start to pick up some steam afterwards?
I love this question, Tommy. And I think after a 2023 cycle where Texas arguably put together their best linebacker group in history with guys like Anthony Hill, the number one linebacker in the country out of Denton Ryan, Jelani McDonald has been soaring up the rankings, and rightly so, after dominating All-American Bowl at corner, even though he's eventually projected to be a linebacker or, hybrid. Then you've got guys like Samaje Burrell, Leona Leifau, the staff is really high on. Darian Gillette is another player that Texas had in 23. So while that's not a need for the Longhorns in the 24 class, there's a guy down in Jasper, Texas named Ty Anthony Smith that I think by the time we get to official visit season is going to be one of the more coveted players on the board. This is somebody that has offers from LSU, Texas A&M's in the mix. Alabama and Georgia are closely monitoring, and I think could absolutely blow up come the summer. And I love where Texas is right now. You can't say enough kind things and, honestly earned praise for Jeff Choate, considering what he's done to kind of, overhaul the Texas linebacker room and develop guys already on campus in Jalen Ford.
The linebacker room certainly will continue to develop nicely, and they'd like to continue that into the 2024 cycle. We'll see if Jeff Choate also flexes his muscles once again as he hits the recruiting trail. Thank you, as always, for your insight, Hudson. Really appreciate your time. And make sure you stick around the Horns 24/7 Twitter, as Hudson and I will be at Junior Day on Saturday. We'll give you head-to-toe coverage of that and have some videos for you afterwards to recap. Be sure to subscribe to both the Horns 24/7 and 24/7 Sports YouTube channels for all the up-to-date news that you need on the world of college sports. For Hudson Standish, I'm Tommy Yarsh. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.